Welcome back to another episode with myself, Luke, also known as LL Crypto. My good friend Edo. So how are you doing today?
I'm feeling excited to be back for another episode.
Yeah, so in today's episode, go and check out our latest episode about the Bitcoin technicals. But in today's episode, we're going to jump into the altcoins because altcoin season is very, very near. It's fast approaching. If we just look over into CoinMarketCap, we mentioned it in the latest video, but yeah, we're 9% away. We're moments away from the official start of altcoin season. So are we going to see that this month? Technically, well, generally speaking, September is usually a bad month, but could we see altcoin season hit sooner than October, November? What do you think about altcoin season? Do you think we could see it sooner rather than later?
I mean, it seems that this late September, your coin season could be here because if we see the chart, everything seems to be pumping up. And what I mean is that all the altcoins seems to be pumping higher right now. So I don't think that there will be a reverse course here. I think that things will just be continuing this momentum. So the last week of September, I guess they will just be key for this altcoin season. So I'm just expecting this altcoin to just continue on this momentum. And obviously, all these altcoin season, all these altcoins, I think that they're just getting themselves up for the finale of this cycle.
Yeah, so if we just go over, I wanted to show everybody this because we spoke about it last week. Let's just open it. It's one thing I forgot to open. How do we open it? There we go. There we go. So we spoke about this, I think it was last week, I believe.
Yeah.
The past altcoin season.
Yeah, or 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks? Okay, anyway, so you can go and check out those videos about phase 1 and 2. So right now, the money flow rather, is starting to trickle down into these large caps. So we're now moving into phase 3. That doesn't mean Bitcoin and Ethereum have stopped moving higher. They will continue to move higher, most likely. Obviously, nothing is a given, but most likely, if the history repeats, then Bitcoin and Ethereum should continue. But now the large caps are gaining momentum. More and more people are jumping into these other altcoins because that's where the real money is made now.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about altcoin, just for it to be clear, we are not saying that Bitcoin will lose its value. We're just saying that Bitcoin will also continue its rally. Right? But however, the altcoin now, they will pump higher than they were at the beginning of this season.
Yeah. So right now, if we just look at this, I mean, yeah, Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we hear talks of the flippening. So this has just started really to happen, but it's been it hasn't really gone to its full potential. So it's still in the process, but we could say that Ethereum has been, I mean, if we look at Q3, it's gone up like 85%.
Yeah, that's what we brought out also during our last video. Even though personally I felt that Ethereum has a little bit remained dormant this cycle, because we were expecting Ethereum maybe to push higher, maybe to reach the 8K or even the 10K figure mark. It could still happen, even though personally kind of a little bit pessimistic on that. I want to remain a little bit realistic and maybe just see maybe Ethereum to reach maybe the 5K just to go past a little bit its all-time high. Well, we will see. But obviously, when we saw in during a past video, we saw that Ethereum did perform well over the past quarter, and maybe it could just continue this momentum for this quarter as well.
Yeah, so I still think Ethereum will go to 7,000-8,000, maybe even 10,000. We could double in market cap, especially if Bitcoin goes to 150,000. Usually Ethereum does 10 to 15% of Bitcoin. And so one thing I like here, it says when we do the phase overlap, regardless of market cap, some altcoins with strong fundamentals are having pumps. And that's exactly what we're seeing here over the course of the week, the month. I mean, the month's been 50-50. The week's been pretty good. So we're slowly going towards altcoin season right now. I mean, all the indicators are pointing towards it. And one of those coins we wanted to talk about is Solana. So I don't know, have you invested in Solana, Edo?
I mean, strangely enough, I didn't know much about Solana until recently. And even since I got interested in the project, in the technicals, because it's really Solana has gathered a lot of positive feedback over the past few months, and then even if you see the progression of the price, we can see it has really been linear. Depending on the kind of chart we take, but the progression has really remained stable, and now is around the 240 US dollar, and it can even go and even reach its all-time high, which is around 300, a little bit lower than that. But if you see the progression of the price over the past few weeks, I think that Solana is getting himself maybe to reach its all-time high. It just has to get past a little bit the resistance around the 230. But once this one is broken, I think that Solana can go and reach its all-time high once again.
Yeah, and one thing, just very, very quickly, we forgot to mention in the last video, and it's linked with Solana and the rest of crypto, is that the Bitcoin dominance right now is basically at a point where we're going to roll over and form another low. So this is great news for the altcoins. So at the moment, it's hitting a bit of a snag. We've got some key support here, or because we could even call it resistance, because we want it to push through. So we've got this, let's call it resistance. If we push through this, then we could fall, the dominance could fall all the way down to a 55%, another 2-3%, which would be fantastic. And we're probably going to go a lot lower by the end of this cycle. I think would come all the way down to around 40%. So we've got a long way to go, but just for our subscribers and those that are viewing this is right now on a knife edge. If this falls over the weekend, I think we could see this fall over the weekend as Bitcoin takes a breather. And then the likes of Solana, the rest of the altcoins are going to pump. And that's exactly what we've seen. If we just go over some of the key takeaways of the news, Galaxy Digital purchased 2.2 million Solana in a single 24-hour period, and I mean, it's a real deal cryptocurrency to have, and we've seen the growth. The growth's been phenomenal over the past few years. Not so long ago, I think Solana was like $15. Let's have a look at the charts. If we go back, look at the month. Yeah, back in 2023, it was okay. I was wrong. It was less than $10. So we should have been buying back in 2022, 2023, where it just stayed within $10 to $20 for a year, where people could have been buying up the bags then. So is it too late?
Oh, too late, I will not say that, because if you see the price progression, I feel like Solana is worth investing even now. I mean, it's a big competitor of Ethereum. Even though I'm not seeing Solana superseding Ethereum. However, if you see the market cap of Solana is around 170 billion, and the market cap of Ethereum is around 500 billion. So it's not too far. I mean, 500 billion and 150 billion is not too far. It could take it theoretically, it's still possible, but I'm not seeing it happening. However, Solana has gathered so much feedback and community behind it, and I could just see Solana just continue pushing for this momentum. And for me, Solana is worth investing. I can see Solana breaking past 300 over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And maybe stabilizing over that, and then after we see what happens.
Yeah, so personally for me, not financial advice, the best thing to do now with Solana is probably trade it, because you want to maximize your gains. So you can do leverage trading to make more, because I think we'll only do a 3 to 5x now, to $800, maybe $1,000. So if you want to maximize the gains, then you need to do leverage trading. You need to trade Sol. Imagine if you do a 10x and it goes up 3x, then you're doing 30 times.
So do you think to hit 800 during this cycle, or maybe during the next cycle?
I think we would be between 700-800 this cycle. I don't think we'll go to 1,000, but I do think Solana will be over 1,000 at some point.
Yeah, maybe at some point. But But personally, I think that during this cycle,
Everyone is calling for 1,000.
yeah,
I think it won't happen.
yeah, I think it will happen, but
I won't be surprised.
maybe not during this cycle. I mean, for me, during this cycle, I'm just seeing it like stabilizing around 300. But I guess for me, it also depends on how long this cycle lasts. If the finale of this cycle happens,
Yeah, depends how fast.
yeah, depending on how fast the finale of this season is. But yeah, I just want to remain conservative. But even if Solana remains around 300, is also good. If it goes past that, is also good.
And also the altcoin season usually lasts maybe 4 to 8 weeks. So it's a good 2 months. So that means from now we could be seeing the market coming to an end, the bull market, by November. Most people are thinking December, but if most people are thinking it, then likely it won't happen.
I mean, it's always good not to wait too long. I mean, as long as you are having your profit, take your initial profit, take your initial investment, and obviously, as you always mention it, you want to ladder out your benefit.
So Solana is breaking out as we speak, and the TVL hits new high market cap surges, and I mean they're calling it a Sol season. So is it Solana's season? Is this going to be the catalyst for the rest of the space? So like we keep saying, one more thing before I just go into that. Sol's market cap has surged past BNB, which is a big deal as well. So we can see that here. Now Solana is in 5th position. It's pushed BNB into 6th. And we are seeing now these big market caps start. So phase 3 is really kicking in. And then the money flow is going to start trickling down into these other assets, which is going to be, I think, phenomenal.
Yeah, it's clearly interesting how Solana has made its way to the top 5 now. I don't think that nobody was expecting Solana there. I mean, personally not. But I guess even the overall sentiment, I think that nobody was expecting Solana there. But I guess what we ignore was the fact that Solana was the building block for a vast majority of crypto assets.
Yeah. So what I just wanted to look at the growth from, just to depress myself. It did a 3,200% growth at the top here, and we'll probably go past this.
And this over the course of 1 year.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, over 3,000%, and we'll probably go even higher. Is not too bad for an investment over 2 years.
Definitely not too bad. Yeah.
So I mean, this is good lesson for all of us. I mean, if you're waiting for the next cycle, then what we will see this with other coins where they dump down 80-90%, and it's difficult to buy. But that's the moment when we should have been buy. I mean, I bought some Solana around this period anyway, like $25-$30. But that is just a lesson even for myself. Is when we see 80-90% dumps in the bear market, it's difficult to buy because everybody's not buying. But that's where you're going to make the gains, because you'd be reaping the rewards right now. And we're probably going to go a lot higher anyway. So just some of the technicals to look at. Yeah, we're trading at 220. Where are we right now? We're currently at 200 and... What was the price again? Let's just quickly... It's 237 now. So the time of writing, this is obviously a bit... I don't know how old this article is, but anyway, yeah, we're past this. If we are rejected, we're looking for 250, but if we're rejected, we could come back down to the $200 level. But if we do look at the technicals on Trading View, we go to the daily, like Edo was saying, we've got this nice, clear upwards support, different supports going up. So we're in this trend. We just keep going higher. And right now we're printing these beautiful green candles, and we probably will approach that $250 mark over the next few weeks.
I mean, it's pretty interesting for the Solana community.
Yeah. So let's see what happens with, maybe we get rejected over the weekend because we've printed 5 green candles. So maybe we do have some sort of pullback down to the $218, $219 level. So if you're going to, for me now, we should have invested in this 2-3 years ago because it was down between $10 to $20. So right now, like I've said, one of the best things to do if you want to maximize your gains is just wait for that pullback. You jump in to a long position with a leverage if you want to maximize those gains. But leverage trading is very dangerous. You have to know what you're doing. Everything we say here is not financial advice, just educational purposes only. Set your stop losses. You need good risk management. And if you do all those things, then you could be making some really beautiful gains, not just with Solana, but with the rest of the space. So I think, yeah, Solana's got a really bright future, especially in this market cycle. I think we'll probably go up to anywhere between $600 to $800. And then what will happen is, one thing which we spoke about before recording this is the ecosystem of Solana. So when Solana has had its moment and it's pumped 2-3x, then everything in its ecosystem will also pump, but they will pump even harder because the money flow will be trickling down into those lower caps. So it might be worth now looking at coins within the ecosystem. Some things like Pudgy Penguins, I'm looking at this, and Pump.fun. They've been pumping, but they're going to pump even more over the next few months.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. But before I continue, I just want to remind maybe those watching us for the first time that if maybe this is your first time getting this video in your feed, don't forget to subscribe, to like the video, and to leave us a comment below. And then also, if you are also a Solana holder, maybe let us know in the comment as well. How long have you been holding Solana, and what do you think is the future of Solana? It will be really interesting to see your viewpoint on that. And maybe, yeah, just going back to the ecosystem of Solana, it's really interesting that as we are talking about Solana, all that are in the ecosystem of Solana, they are going to pump as well.
Yeah, most likely 99% during if the bull market.
Yeah. And actually, it's always interesting that when you're also investing in a coin, to also see what is the building block of that coin, because most likely that when the coin you're investing in is pumping, maybe the coin that is also used as a building technology will also pump. Not necessarily in the same ratio, but generally there is a correlation there.
Yeah. So I mean, when we look at this, what interests you? Which coins would you be investing in if you had, let's say, you had $1,000, and we're not going into Solana now because we feel that it's maybe too late unless you're doing a trade. What coins would you be looking at in the Solana ecosystem?
I mean, Chainlink is interesting. Yeah. Even though Chainlink hasn't delivered all that we thought it could deliver, the Chainlink is definitely interesting. Uniswap also. And maybe if I also want to invest in a little bit of fun coin or meme coin, maybe Pudgy Penguins could also be interesting.
This one's an interesting one in the Solana ecosystem because it's a new player for this cycle. And NFTs, you got the little cute little penguins that you can buy as NFTs, and it reminds me of the NFT phase that we had last time with Bored Apes. That went absolutely parabolic into the millions people were making. So Pudgy Penguins could be a good one to look at in the ecosystem of Solana.
And someone also spoke to me about Pump as well.
Yeah.
And over the past 2 or 3 weeks, Pump has been doing great.
I guess it's just a meme coin.
It's a meme coin, but I think that if you also want to diversify and have some meme coin in your portfolio, it could be worth looking at.
And then we've got some AI coins within the Solana ecosystem. We've got Render. Then we go into old timers like the Graph. This has been doing, I don't know, ATH. It's up almost 100% in a week. I don't even know what this is. Got some other old players such as Decentraland, Axie Infinity, Compound. Maybe these coins have had their moment in the last cycle. They might not pump this. Well, everything usually pumps, but they might not pump to the old all-time highs. And the new players in the space that haven't had their cycle probably will outperform those coins. Just my opinion. But yeah, synthetics you just have to look within the ecosystem. Most likely 90% of these coins will pump. Some of them will do even more because they're like Pudgy Penguins hasn't had a cycle yet. So I think those coins like you just mentioned, Pump, Pudgy Penguins, probably do pretty well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Solana episode. I mean, it seems to be going mainstream at the moment. So we wanted to bring this video out as soon as possible, talking about where we think the price is going, what's happening with Solana at the moment in the markets. If you want to look at the technicals of Sol, then just go over to Solana and check it out if you want. But most of you here are not here for the technicals. You're here to make some money. So again, let us know in the comments what you think. Anything else you want to bring out for Solana?
I mean, just for people watching, maybe watch out for what happens during this weekend. And also, I mean, the bank institution here in Europe, maybe are just opening now. And to be also interesting to see what happens between now and the end of the day. And so watch out what happens at the end of the day and during this weekend, because it could also signal what we could also expect for Solana, but also the rest of altcoins as coins for next week.
Yeah, so just keep your one other thing is just to keep your eye out on Ethereum, on Solana, the top 10, because it's an indicator to show us we're going into phase 3 and 4 of this market cycle, and things are going to heat up so fast that your emotions in the market are going to be all over the place. You think you're going to sell, but 90% of people lose money and don't make anything because of human emotion. So make sure you have an exit strategy, especially when you see Solana go past 250, 300, 400. You need to have a plan. You need to ladder out, like we said, and don't get greedy. So let us know in the comments where you think Solana is going to go in the short term and long term, and make sure to subscribe like you mentioned. So that's pretty much it for today. Thanks guys and girls for sticking to the end, and we will see you next time with more videos like this. Bye bye.